Hello guys, how are you? I'm back. I hope that someone of you is still on holiday and maybe someone will leave in September like him. I am back. I want to restart with a new video with the forward pack. An interesting pack like the others, but we'll speak about a forward that support us to increase our attack ratings. We need to build in a proper way our forwards to improve the chance to score goals. So let's see how these key players can be built, and you will see two options. So let's start to speak about the forward pack. And here we are with the forwards pack. We will see two options as said before, the normal one, and we will see the specialties, the powerful one that requires specific skill to trigger the event in a good way, etc, 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 and we will see later. And we won't speak about the technical defensive forward. The artist in English, sorry if I'm wrong, but you should understand, was an amazing player in the past years ago. Today, with the rule of 2024, from my point of view, doesn't make any sense build from zero with a long-term strategy a defensive forward technical. Why? Because it's changing the game, is not relevant like before. So if you find in the market a senior guy, you have a few budget, you have a completely different strategy and you need to buy someone, maybe it can help you. But if you want to today invest your budget in a long-term strategy with the national team packs, there are specific forward that can guarantee to you a better performance for your scoring ratings and for the attack of your team. So with this intro we can see the targets of these two kind of forwards, the normal one and the powerful. Let's see. With the option 1 we speak about the normal forward, and we can see the example of starting skill at 17 years old. Some skill 25 is an example. This is the potential. As always, I'm trying to put a good player starting from 2100. Scoring is considering the some skill because is the key skill for a forward, of course. Passing and winger more or less with the same relevance. Playmaking supporting these three skills are supporting the attack ratings, playmaking is supporting the midfielders, and anyway it's important also that the forwards support the midfield. These are the starting skill. Here we have the targets at 21 years old and 29 for the under 21 and for the national team. Scoring is always relevant, 14 at 21 years old, and you will push at 15 before the 22 years old during the competition. 18 for the national team, 18 before the 29 years old. Your primary skill need to be ready before you complete it, before the national team can call your player and giving experience to him. Winger and passing are at the same level relevant, both in under 21, both in the national team. Why is less with one skill less in the national team? Just for a matter of plan. It's not easy manage 4 slot at 100% of the winger, so I can understand if you are not able to push until 13 winger. Depend also the starting skill, so you need to already buy someone with some winger level. Anyway, at the end you see more or less 18 scoring and average 13 all of them, because also after 29 you have still time to complete it, so depends what you want to do, and depends also the national team what will ask. We will see later. Now we spoke about the skills and the relevance, but let's speak about the specialties. The specialties is important because here you see a lot of specialties, but I need to clarify between the quick and the others there is a huge gap. From my point of view today, if you need to build a starter pack with the forward pack, you need to have a quick in your team. But every team should have a quick forward because the event gives so much bonus. Okay, you have the malus of the weather, but excluding that, you have possibility to make assists, you have possibility to make goals, and you have the skills to convert the special event, because we have at the end you will have 18 in scoring, and also passing is high. So it's the perfect role for the perfect specialty. The others are really few steps above below the quick one. Add, you need always to have some add in your team, so if you find another way to put in your team and not in the forward, better, because for me, if you consider 3 forwards, you need to have 2 quick and 1 powerful. The powerful we will see later, but depends. Also depends on you, that maybe you have a player that is born with the skill for being a forward, you will have the on bonus. You can build a long-term plan with him. You will buy the quick one, it's not a problem. Unpredictable, the same concept. Technical, the same concept. Also here, the technical, you have chance to see the technical event against the head player. And the forward is the perfect player to trigger the special event, because you need to have attack to convert the special event. So, and you have sometimes also the bonus for the weather that anyway boost the technical guy. Of course, also you have the malus, but anyway is not bad. So if you have a strong player in your academy, I can understand you. Also, you are supporting a small country. There is a player with I don't know, a potential really above 2100. I can understand if one of your 3 core plays of the forwards could be not only a quick. Anyway, from my point of view, if you look also at the national team, in the perfect, in Italy, that you have a lot of specialty to choose, you have 2 quick and 1 powerful. So keep in mind that. Now, let's see the option 2, the powerful. You need to know that it's different the way to build a powerful forward. You need to consider that you have 2 main skills. Scoring, that is relevant like a normal forward, because you need to have offensive ratings. You need to improve your ratings, so you need to reach 14, 15 from 21, 22 years old, and you need to reach 18 in scoring. That's it. This is the same story. What is changing in the level of playmaking? As you can see, I also gave to you another example. This guy is really strong. What I wanted to say is that you need a lot of playmaking. But the concept here that I want to share is you need more playmaking versus a normal forward. In under 21 is 9-10, and in national team at 29 years old, and also for your club, you need to reach 14-15. Because how it's working, the powerful forward, you need playmaking to trigger the event. So you are against the defender of the opponent, depending how many defender you have in front of you, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, depend how much central defender the opponent is putting. Anyway, you are playing against the defense of your opponent's defenders, against the playmaking of your forward. So higher is the playmaking, more chance you have to have the event of the powerful striker. And this is the first concept. After that is not finished, because you need to make the goal, and the scoring rating of your forward will play against the goalkeeper of your opponent. So you need to push playmaking to trigger the set and scoring to make the goal. Considering that if you are doing more playmaking, you need to reduce some training in the other skills. So passing and winger are less relevant. So you will keep more or less at the same level as is born. Maybe you will have time to do some passing if is not reaching 7. If he's strong, also 7-7 is really good. It depends, but we will see the plan in the future slides. And here you have the target of the national team at 29 years old, 18 scoring, 15 playmaking, and winger passing are a little bit lower compared to the normal forward. Anyway, they are giving a good supporting the scoring ratings that anyway is important for a forward. That's it, this is the concept. And considering this kind of player that is supporting so much the midfield, because anyway you have 15 playmaking, is less relevant even more the technical defender forward that I was saying before. Are you ready, guys? Here is the key aspect of the video. Okay, the target are still important because you need to understand the weight of the skill for a forward, etc, etc, etc. But now we need to understand how to build your pack. I spoke also with Poz, our national team responsible for Italy. I wanted to build something really useful for the national, not only for the under 21, not only useful for the national team, also for the club, for everyone. So I spoke with him. It makes sense, this plan. Of course, you can do also other kind of plans, but this is an example that works. What does it mean? Same table of the other videos, but you have two lines. The first line is for a powerful plan, powerful pack. Second line for a normal forward. Now let's try to do an example. Maybe it's easier to explain to you. Here we have Team A with 6 forwards with powerful strikers. Here we have 6 quicks in Team B. For 2 seasons and a half, both of them are training in the same way scoring, because you need to reach 14. After that, in the season, more or less, from between season 3 and 4, that is 1 season, for the powerful striker, if you remember, the skill was already 6 in winger, so you forget winger, you train playmaking until 10 and passing until 7. Meanwhile, the Team B is for 1 season is fine-tuning the secondary skill, so is training playmaking until 7, is training winger until 8, is training passing until 8. So more or less near the end of 20 years old. Meanwhile is increasing the stamina share to being ready to see if the player will be called for the under 21. The player will be already 14 in scoring and with the secondary skill ready. So it's ready to play. And in that moment, he will switch another time in scoring to reach the 15 that during the competition you are able to reach. Also even more. You will have sub-levels. So here you are, 22 years old with 15, and even more, and you continue to train scoring. You need to finish also after under 21. You reduce the stamina at 10%, you hope to gain experience with the under 21, and you continue to train scoring until 18. You finish. Because after that, you can focus in the secondary skill that anyway are relevant. And the first, I suggest to do winger. Why? Winger skill for slot, the forwards need to play as wingers, so before you do, better is, because more your player will become older, more will be competitive and you want to compete and they need to play as forwards, that's it. So winger skill, you finish, and now you have playmaking. Why I want to do playmaking before passing, that maybe passing support at the end to be even more stronger with the attack ratings, because I want to do playmaking and to finish playmaking before to be really competitive, because anyway, maybe in the friendly match, maybe in the cup, but anyway, I need to put my forwards as inner midfielder, and I don't like it. So as always, also in the other plan, I'm trying to put training in which my core players are placed in the wrong position for their skills before I'm pushing the competitiveness that will be when they are at the peak. So this is the reason why I'm putting playmaking here, and more or less will be 2 seasons to reach the targets, and passing at the end. Here, considering that playmaking, speaking about still playmaking, was at 10 and here was at 7, more or less with the same season you can reach 15 for the powerful striker and 13 for the normal forward. What is important is that you create this gap between the powerful and the normal one. You need to have 10 and 7, or maybe even 10 and 6, I don't know, but you need to have this gap, because if not, you need more season to reach 15, and it's a mess, because a quick forward doesn't need so much playmaking. If you at the end to push your powerful, you push too much your quick one, it's a pity, because at the end you need to have your powerful that makes sense, that is with a lot of playmaking, but the other two strikers need to be strikers, need to have the offensive ratings. And passing at the end, why? Because passing, you can put your forwards as forwards always, and they gain the training, and you can push the last season when they are 26, 27, 28, and after that you have all your season to be competitive, to enjoy your forwards. And you can increase the stamina share from 28, 29 years old when the national team will ask, and if you need already for your club. But now let me say the main important thing. You have two parallel lines, but as I told you, in your main core player you need a powerful and a quick one. So in a specific moment you need to be able to do a switch. So if you decide to train powerful players, in a specific moment you need to sell them to buy the quick player. As opposite, a user that is training normal forward need to sell some of them, maybe some also quick ones, to buy a powerful. And when you need to do the switch, you have two opportunities. At 22 years old, when you finish the under 21 phase, because the target more or less will be the same, they are already completed, and as you can see here, the plan is the same, or at 24 years old in 0 days, because you are sure that at 23 years old at the end, both the powerful and both the normal forward reach 18 in scoring. So these are the two moments in which you can do the switch. You put on sale the secondary player and you buy what you need. Okay, the last example to understand how to manage the slot and how to manage the money. As I told you already, you need a quite good starting budget, 15 million at least. If you're more, 15 million is better. But this is an example with a normal forward pack. So 17 years old until 24, more or less you are training scoring at the end, until 18. As you remember, in under 21 you have one season in which you do a lot of fine-tuning of passing, winger, playmaking, but are few weeks, 3-4 weeks each skill, so it's not worth it. Do profit, really you have no time, so just focus on the core players. Also in the wingers training for 3-4 weeks, train at 100% your core players that maybe you already know, the homegrown player, blah blah blah. The secondary player you will train at 50%. It's just 3-4 weeks. Anyway, you will do some sub-levels and you are not destroying the player for 3-4 weeks. But at least you have 6 core players trained well with a good relevance of an experience, as I told you always, and with a good training plan in scoring, passing, playmaking, and also a little bit of winger for the secondary players. When you reach 24 years old, your player will have this kind of level of skills and the value will be around 7.5 million. If you sell in that moment your secondary player, you are able to make 30 million of revenue. So you can add to your starting budget 30 million in that moment. A comment. In that moment, as I told you before, you can buy the powerful one that is missing, because this is an example of the normal forward. So the yellow one are your core players, the orange one are the 4 secondary players that you will sell to make profit when you finish the scoring cycle. So here I put the value 30 million, etc. From that depend really about your strategy and your idea. I give you some input. One season of winger. Main important thing is that you will continue to train your forward, the yellow one. One will be already trained at 100% in the championship. The other one will be trained in the friendly matches or in the cup. One will play at least as forward in the championship. At least will support your attack. And here you see the blue one that is the powerful at the end. That will play in the championship and will be trained in the friendly match in winger to be completed. You have just one season, is not so much. You complete them. You can make profit with the other 100% slot, and with the 50% slot you can complete some defender that maybe can be your defender for a few seasons. You can do poor profit, depends if you already want to compete a little bit in the league in which you will be with the players. Completed winger cycle, you have playmaking, and here the concept is you can play with your yellow normal forward, to be easy for me, the 2 quick, and the blue is the powerful. 2 quick, 1 powerful in the championship that will be completed in playmaking in the friendly matches. Here, still in the cup, you want to be able to be competitive. And the 50% slot, if you are able to do profit, you are amazing with playmaking. I'm not able to do it. Leverage as you prefer, complete players, do what you want. And when you are at 27 years old, you can already be really competitive with your 3 forwards. And finally, you are with passing, you can put them in championship, you can be competitive, you can complete all the player with passing. All the rating of your team will be so strong in the attack side. Last point that I want to say is that is not this the video to support you to make the complete plan for your team. This is just the plan about your forwards, the main one that are your starter pack. But you have 1 season of winger, playmaking 2 seasons, and 2 seasons of passing, I think. Okay. You can buy with the money that you made plus the starting budget that you had. Here you can buy maybe a winger to be still completed a little bit more in winger, in playmaking and in passing. Or just you can make profit to make extra money, but here you can buy inner midfielder with the same age, with more playmaking of course, to be completed in 2 seasons in playmaking. So they will support you in the championship. You can start to level up in the leagues, and you can complete them also in passing. So at the end you could have more core players. You can add other national teams players coming from other packs, maybe secondary play of others, with your forwards, but also with maybe you will train 3 forwards and 3 inner midfielder, or maybe 3 forwards, 1 winger and 2 inner midfielder. And these will be the 6 core players that you want to train until the end. With that, let's arrive at the conclusion. And here we are with the conclusion, guys. What I can say, this pack is perfect for the user that want to build their strategy around the strikers and around the lineup 3-4-3, 2-5-3 to really be strong, competitive in thanks to their attack ratings. With that level of skill and that striker, you destroy a lot of defense of opponents. The main concept is that you need to understand the relevance of the specialty mainly in the strikers, because they, thanks to the skill, can leverage a lot with the positive special event. On top of that, you need to understand how much is important today in 2024 in Hattrick, the relevance of a powerful and a quick forward together. And you need to find a way to build them together. my video is an example. You can find another way. The important is reach the target at 29 years old, because with that target you will destroy the opponents, or anyway you will reach the top. On top of that, I would like to clarify that I'm pushing a lot the concept of the specialty, because I really believe that give to you extra action, extra opportunities, and you need to leverage on it. But the beauty of Hattrick is that if you have a player from your academy and you love him and you think that you want to build a team around him and a plan around him, you can do it. It's not my video, it's not my suggestion that can change your idea, because at the end we are speaking about some percentage of chance to win, to trigger a special event, etc. I think that if you build a plan of 3, 4, 5 years, you need to build with players that you love, because you will train from 17 until 29 and you will play with them until 34 years old. So choose what you prefer, try to have a quick and a powerful, this for sure. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video. Ciao ciao!